Hi everyone, this is Santosh Kumar DK, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Canara Engineering College, Mangaluru. I am going to discuss Computer Organization course with subject code 18CS34. In this course, we'll study the organization of the digital computer, the peripheral connections, memory organization, and also the little bit discussion about ALU and CU working. The study material regarding this course is available on the given website. You are free to refer the website for the study material. Hi all. In this video, we will see Module 4 Arithmetic. In the previous videos, we have already discussed numbers and arithmetic operation, where we have seen binary to decimal and decimal to binary conversion. And also we have performed arithmetic operation on the binary numbers. And we have performed addition and subtraction of signed numbers. Then we have designed a fast adder in the previous video. Let's see multiplication. In this video, we are concentrating on multiplication of positive numbers. When we are performing a multiplication, we'll go with the school day technique, where I'm trying to multiply 13 with 11. The binary version of 13 goes like this: 1 1 0 1, and 11 will be 1 0 1 1, where 13 is the multiplicand, I call it as M, and 11 is the multiplier, I call it as Q, and each bit I will represent with for multiplicand M0, M1, M2, M3, and for multiplier Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. And here both the numbers are of 4 bit and the product should be 8 bit. It means each number is of n bit and the product should be 2n bit. Let's see how we have performed the multiplication in school day technique. Take up a Q0 from the multiplier and multiply complete multiplicand M with Q0. That is, when I multiply 1101 with 1, I'll be getting 1101 in the partial product. Each stage I call it as a partial product. Next, what I do is I will shift one bit towards left, and next what I'm going to do is I'll take up the next bit from the multiplier, which is also 1. Again the answer remains as 1011. And now this is the second partial product. I will go to the next partial product by shifting left by one position, and I'll take up the next bit from the multiplier, that is 0, and now I will multiply with the multiplicand. When I multiply with the multiplicand with 0, the answer results in 0. So I mark everything as 0. Next again I'll go with the final bit, that is Q3, that is 1, which I multiply with 1101, and after shifting I'll place the 1101 in the next stage. Now my job is to add this to get the final product. 1 remains as it is, 0 plus 1 it is 1, 1 plus 0 it is 1, 1 plus 0 it is again 1. So I got answer 1. Next I have 1 and 1, that is it is 1 0 now over here, and now it is added with 0, again it remains as 1 0. Now I'll be adding it with 1, it will become 1 1. So I'm writing 1 over here and the carry to the next level. Next 1 and 0 it is 1, and 1 and 0 it is 1, and 1 is added with 1, it is 0. Carry will be to the next level, next stage, that is 1. Again I'm going to add 0 with 1, I got answer 1, and 1 is added with a carry, I got answer 0, and carry to the next level 1. Now I will add 1 and 1, I got answer 1 0, 0 I marked here, I don't have next stage, so I'll write the 1 over there. And the final answer you can check out, it is of 8 bit, and the final answer is 143. If you want, you convert this to back to decimal and you can check out. I have already explained how to convert a given binary number to decimal number, which will be now 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 128, which will give you 143 answer. Now we will see how to achieve this with the help of AND gate. So when it comes to multiplication, we will get a logical circuit that is a AND gate which will perform the multiplication of a given bit. So we know the truth table of AND gate, that is when the both inputs are high, we'll get the value output as high, otherwise it is always remains as 0 in any other cases. We'll see how we have performed the multiplication of 4-bit in the previous discussion. So we called it as M over there. Now I'm going to just name it as A, and multiplicand will be A, multiplier will be B, and each bit is multiplied with remaining like B0. If I take, it is multiplied with all the bits of A, and B1 in the next stage is multiplied with all the bits of A, B2 is multiplied with all the bits of A, and B3 is multiplied with all the bits of A, and each stage is contributing a partial product, which we can see over here. This is how we have performed the previous example. Let's see how we can implement this in the logical circuits which we have already discussed. The full adder is the circuit we have already designed in the previous video, and we have seen what is the gate delay it's going to generate, and I have already told in the previous videos that here we are not performing any other operations and we are not designing any other circuits. We are performing always addition operation and we are making use of only adders. So but we are achieving subtraction, multiplication and division operation with the help of adders and with the support of some other logical circuits. Now here you can see I have used a full adder, and before getting into full adder we have seen that we were performing a multiplication operation, that is A0 B0. So A0 B0 is nothing but we are going to multiply A0 bit with the B0 bit. Then every stage we were adding from the previous stages, as I have done in the previous example. So for that, when it comes to addition, we will be making use of full adder, and the previous bit will be giving a carry input to the next stage, next partial product. So that is also followed by the full adder, and by making use of this type of cell array, we are going to construct a complex multiplication multiplier, which is going to perform the task what we have discussed in the previous example. So this is the combinational array multiplier. You can notice here each cell, which I have discussed already in the previous slide, which is a combination of full adder and a AND gate, and in each cell we are going to get each stage like M0 and Q0, M1 and Q0, all these as we have seen in the previous discussion. But here what we are going to get here is each stage is going to release a partial product, and this circuit is little complicated, and this is one of the disadvantage when it comes to a computer multiplier, because here for a 4x4 multiplication, 4-bit multiplied with a 4-bit, we have got around 16 combinational array circuit with the help of full adder and AND gate. We got only for 4x4 16 circuits. And what if it is a 64-bit and 32-bit or 256-bit or 512-bit operation? Then the number of combinational circuits required over will be more, and it is very difficult to design a hardware for that. Let's see the drawback. The combinational array multipliers are extremely inefficient. Repeated addition of M multiplicand and multiplier, which will be M into Q times, which is going to 4x4 means what? 16 times we were doing this task. which is going to result in having a high gate count. So if you are thinking in terms of designing a hardware, yes, these gates are going to play a major role, because if you are adding more number of gates, which demands more transistors, if you are going to add more transistor, automatically the hardware size will be increased, and the heat generated by the hardware is also increased. Along with that, which is going to directly reflect on the price of the hardware. That is why the intention of this discussion is to reduce the gates, so that we can complete the given task with the less number of gates with the other techniques. Perform only one function, namely unsigned integer product. By having all these gates, what we do is ultimate goal is to get a unsigned product, but that is not only sufficient. By investing so much of money on the hardware, it's not only efficient that only I get a product, I should get more, right? So that is why what we do is we will come up with a sequential technique rather than combinational array technique. We are going to propose a sequential technique for unsigned integer multiplication, which is going to make use of less hardware, and it's going to generate the same answer what we got in the previous discussion. The sequential multiplication algorithm goes like this. First, we have to take a 2n-bit register. For 2n-bit register unsigned multiplication, we call m, the first register name is m, with the multiplicand. We are going to initialize m register with the multiplicand, and register q with the multiplier, as like before, as we discussed. I need an additional register over here, that is a. We are going to set initially a content to 0, because we did not start anything, so initialization will be 0. And we need a support from the carry flag, which is also set to 0. Initially there is no carry, we are going to set it to 0. This is a conditional code which we have discussed in the module number 1. We have discussed about carry flag, we have discussed about 0 flag, overflow flag, and sign flag. So we are making use of carry flag right now. And if the algorithm goes like this, this is the initialization, take up m, q, and a. M will be assigned with the multiplicand, q will be assigned with multiplier, a will be assigned with 0, and carry flag will be initially set to 0. Next, if LSB of the register q, that is q0, is equal to 1, then perform addition. Addition will be a is equal to a plus m. A is initially 0, add a with m and store the answer back in a, and retain the q. Otherwise, if q0 is equal to 0, so if q0 is equal to 1, then you have to perform the addition of a with m and retain the q. Otherwise, if q0 is not equal to 1, it means it is equal to 0, then don't perform addition, don't do this task, but you have to retain q as it is. And after that, what you have to do is you have to shift right 1 bit. You have to right shift 1 bit from carry flag to register q. You should move from carry flag to register q 1 bit position. Repeat step 2 and 3. These two steps we have to repeat n times. What is n time? In the discussion what we have taken in the previous example, n was 4. We have taken a 4-bit numbers. Both are the same bit numbers. So what we have done is we have performed 16 operations. So what we are going to here is we are going to repeat this step number 2 and 3 n times. For our example, it is 4. Let's see the example. Before getting into the example, let's see how the sequential circuit looks for a sequential multiplier. Here we'll be having a control sequencer. Just like in the previous video, I have discussed how you can make use of adder as a subtractor, where we had a control signal called add or subtract. So if we add is equal, if it is 0, then we will add. If it is 1, we are going to perform subtract. Similarly, what we are going to do over here is we are going to use a control sequencer based on the q0 value, which is given in the previous stage. We had a steps over there. In the second step, we said that If Q naught is equal to 1, then add. If Q naught is equal to 0, then don't add. That is what is decided by this control sequencer. So once after this, if it is add, then what we have to do? We are going to add M with A, and we'll store the answer, the addition answer in A. That is what we did. We'll take a multiplicand, we will add with A, both inputs are there. See, A register is also there, and multiplicand M is also there. We are going to add these two, and we are going to store the answer back in A. And if there is any carry, that carry will be reflected on the carry flag. Then what we are going to do? We are going to perform a right shift operation by 1 bit, that is carry flag to Q naught. We are going to perform a right shift operation. See, by seeing this logic, we can see that the circuits what we have used over here is less compared to the circuits what we have used in the array multiplication, which was directly telling n number of combinational circuits was required. But here we are making use of sequential circuits, and irrespective of n bits value, we are going to make use of the same circuit for n number of bits. What we have discussed. First stage is going to tell, here I have marked the stages, steps also. First step is going to tell initialize 2n bit register, take up 2n bit register M and Q. That is initialize M with multiplicand, that is this is multiplicand I have initialized, and this is multiplier I have initialized. M and Q is initialized. This is a complete, it is called as Q, which I am written over here. Yes. Next, what I have to do? Take up A and initialize to 0. So this is A. I have initialized it to 0. Next, carry flag with 0. I have assigned carry flag also with 0. Now what I have to do? Look into the value of Q naught. What is there in Q naught? If Q naught is having 0, then no add. If Q naught is having 1, then you have to perform addition of what? M and A and store in A. That is what you have to perform. Let's see what happens now. Q naught is 1. Then what I have to do? I have to perform the addition. Addition of what? M with A and store in the A. This is on the next level I have written. See that A is having 1101. And is there any carry of this out of this addition? No, there is no carry. That's why this carry flag also results in 0. There is no carry out of this addition. Next, after this, now addition is over, and as I said, retain Q as it is. You can see over here Q is 1011. I have retained it as it is. Now next what I have to do? I have to perform right shift. Right shift means discard this one and shift this one to the Q naught position, 0 to Q1 position, and 1 to Q2 position, and 1 from A0 to Q3 position. And similarly now 0 from A1 to A0 position, 0 from A2 to A1 position, 1 from A2 to A1 position, 1 from A3 to A2 position, and the third position of A, that is A3, will be filled with carry flag, and the carry flag will be added with 0. This is how right shift works. This right shift instruction is discussed in the module number 1. Now this is, I have completed first cycle. How many times I have to do this? Here n value is what? 4. N is 4. How many bit numbers we are performing? It is 4 bit number. So now I have finished first cycle. Again, after shifting, look into it. What is the Q naught value? The Q naught value is 1 again. What I have to do? This is the A content now. Add A with M. See what will happen. 1 and 0. Answer will be 1. Here I am writing the answer. And 0 and 1. Answer will be 1. 1 and 1. Answer will be 0. Carry will be 1. And 1 and 1 carry. So now it is again 0 and carry flag will be set to 1. Now after this, retain Q register as it is 1101. Now perform the right shift like before. So shift, throw this out, 0 to Q0, this will come to this will come to this position, and this one will come to this position, this one will go to this position, 0 will be here, 0 will be here, and carry flag 1 will come over here, and carry flag will be filled with 0. Now I have finished second cycle. How many more to go? 2 more to go. Next, again see what is there in Q0. Q0 is having now 0. What is the meaning of 0? No add. So keep the content as it is to the next level. So it is nothing but 1 0 0 1, and it is 1 1 1 0. But you have to perform the right shift operation now. So when you perform a right shift operation, 1 will come over here, and one over here, and this one will be over here, and 0 0 1, and carry flag 0 will be shifted over here, and 0 is added to carry flag. Now see whether I have finished cycle. No, now still I am in the third cycle. I have to go one more. Now see again what is the value of Q0. Q0 is having 1. So what I have to do now? Again I have to perform addition with this A content with M. Let's perform the addition. 1 and 0, answer will be 1. And 0 and 0, answer will be 0. 1 and 1, answer will be 0, and carry will be 1. 1 and carry 1, it is 1 0 with 0, so it is going to be 0, and carry will be 1. Now again perform right shift operation. When I perform right shift operation, so this one will be discarded, this one will come to this place, and 3 zeros over here, carry flag value will be over here, and the carry flag will be appended with 0. Now you see, did I finish fourth stage? Yes, I have finished 4 cycles. Now I have to stop. So when I am stopping, I told you when you are performing a n bit multiplication, n cross n, when you are doing, that will result in a 2n bit answer. So you have to take only first 8 bits, ignore carry, first 8 bits from the answer. So now you see 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 1, whether I got the correct answer. Yes, of course it is correct answer. The same answer I got when I did in the normal school day technique. If you want, you can verify also. Let's convert this to decimal and check. 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 128. You are going to get correct answer. This is how you are going to perform the sequential multiplication. Let's see another example where we are going to find 12 multiplied with 15, where 12 is the multiplicand, 15 is the multiplier, and we'll see answer should be 180. We'll see whether we are going to get it or not. As per the algorithm, what I have to do? First I have to initialize. Initialize M with multiplicand, Q with multiplier, and A with 0, and carry flag with 0. And look into the Q0 value. Q0 is 1, so what I have to do? I have to perform the addition. When you perform my addition in the first stage, so it will be same as M, that is 1 1 0 0, and retain Q as it is to the next level, that is 1 1 1 1. Next, there is no carry from the answer, so carry flag is set to 0. Next, you have to perform the right shift operation. So when I perform the right shift operation, this will go out and 0 will be added over here. And here, the 0 from the carry flag will be added. And now I got answer 0 1 1 0. Now again, Q0 is set to 1. Still it is 1. What I have to do now? Again, I have to add A with M. Let's add 0 and 0 will be 0. 0 and 1 will be 1. 1 and 1 will be 0. Carry will be 1. I'll just mark if you want. Carry will be 1. 1 and 0 is 1, and carry, it is 1 0. So 0 will be over here and 1 will be on the carry flag. And retain Q as it is. Perform the shift operation. After shift operation, this is the result. Next, what I am going to do, I'll check out with the Q0. Now Q naught is still exists as 1. So what I have to do? I have to add this value A with M. Let's see what happens. 0 and 1, it is 1, and 0 and 0, it is 0. 1 with 0, it is 1. 1 with 1, it is 1 0. 0 is over here, and 1 will be on the carry flag. Next, again return Q as it is. Perform the shift operation. After shifting, we got this answer. Again, look into the Q naught. It is still 1. So what I have to do now? Again, perform the addition operation with M. So now 0 and 0, I got 0. 0 and 1, I got 1. 1 and 0, I got 1. 1 and 1, I got 1 0. So this is the 1 0. Now again perform the right shift operation. Now I got the final answer because I am again performing the operation on 4-bit numbers. Both are 4-bit numbers. So I have to stop over here. Now what I will do over here is, let's check whether I got the correct answer. Your job is to convert this to decimal and check out. It is nothing but now 4 plus 16 plus 32 plus 128. It should be 180. And I told when I am converting binary to decimal, if the last bit is 1, then it is a odd number. If the last bit is 0, then it is a even number. So our answer is even number. Of course, the last bit should be 0. And what if the numbers what they have given is one is 5-bit and one more is 4-bit? What to do? Then convert the lower number of bit to higher number of bit. Like if I have got a number, I'll take an example simply. I'll not explain complete example. I'll just take an example of number. I will write over here. Consider I have got a 17. 17 is 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. This is 17. And I have to multiply this with, consider 12. 1, 1, 0, 0. 12 is already there. Yeah, same I will take. So if I want to do this, now this is 5-bit and this is 4-bit. Now what to do? So better thing is to add 1 0 over here. Now both are 5-bit, perform the operation. That's it. If you are having a different bits, multiplicand and multiplier, better to bring them to the common number of bits by adding a 0. Hope this is clear to you. I have referred this textbook to explain the sequential multiplier. Thank you.